should be going live. Hello, and welcome to FPL Have a Beer, where I invite you to have a beer with me while I talk FPL. Please like to help get the video out there to the masses. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, I am hoping to get the channel up to 800 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you could subscribe, it's worked, Nick. We are live. Please do this. It would mean the world to me. Thank you so much if you do. And please check out channel memberships if you'd like to support the channel even further. And a big thank you to Andrew Ferguson and Andrew Laws, aka FPL Nightmare, who've become members in the last few days. So for this live stream, I'm delighted to be joined by a good friend of the channel who came back on to my interview series all the way back in November. That was, Nick. Back when I literally had 80 subscribers, I think. I was like 1 month in. A genuine FPL legend who has top 1K finishes to his name. Triggerlips, aka Nick. Nick, how are you, mate?
Oh, great. It's been a bit of a drama this morning, hasn't it?
Yes, with Nick's computer's decided to down tools, basically. And so he's on his phone. We've got FPL Bateman then. Hello, mate.
I'm going to hold my phone here. Oh, Bateman's here, is he?
Yeah.
All right there, Bateman.
So Nick
keep up the good work, mate.
Nick has basically got his phone balanced on a teacup or something.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. My computer's stuck on restarting. I don't know what's happening. I come back from my run, all ready to set up, and it's a complete disaster. Complete disaster.
It's those Windows uploads. They always kick in when you least want them to. You know what I mean? It's like they never seem to happen when you don't mind. They're always at the worst possible times that they start. You know what I mean?
The thing is, I never turn my computer off. I've just had to turn it off to try and.
That's probably why it's doing it, then, mate. Yeah, that's probably.
Probably the first time it's been turned off in a month.
That's probably why it's probably been storing up, waiting to update itself. So what we're going to do in this one is pretty similar to the last couple if you've seen them that I've done with Steo. We are going to have a look at our teams. Kind of. Whoops, sorry about that. Visual distortion, viewers. Game week predictions, talk about our chips, and towards the end we're gonna, I don't know if people watching will have seen it, I did basically talked with Steo in my last live stream about FPL content being too similar to each other, and that conversation was basically sparked by your post, wasn't it, Nick? So I thought I'd get Nick's views on it. So we'll start off with having a look at my team. Let me just still getting used to streaming viewers, so please bear with me. So this is my team from game week 31. I'll read it out for anyone listening on audio. Raya with 2, Kilman with 1, Livramento with 11, Gavardio with 9, Jacob Murphy, the hero, with 16, Eze with 9, Saar with 2, Salah with 4, Ateta with 8, Isaac with 2, and Marmouche with 2. And I don't know if you watched my last stream, Nick. I've been struggling all season to get above 400,000, and this is the highest I've been all season, 350,000, which isn't where I'd like to be, but I'm bloody over the moon after the start to the season I've had.
Well, this time last year, I think I was about the same, and you can make up so much ground in the last 7 or 8 weeks.
Where did you end up? Where did you end up?
It's like a marathon, I think, FPL. You kind of season doesn't really start until about game week 30. You know what I mean? When the chips start, that's when the season really gets going, because a lot of the casuals have used their chips months ago, haven't they? And you can come flying past them at this stage. So I wouldn't be too despondent at being 350.
Yeah, I mean, my goal... Sorry, mate?
I am wondering why Kilman's in the team. What's the rationale behind Kilman?
Okay, well, I'll get on to it in a bit. Well, I've got Kilman, and then on my bench as well, I've got, how do you say his name? The Man United defender. Matt Swowie, is it?
Wowie, yeah.
So basically, I'm going for a bench boost 33, and they've both got good fixtures. I can't remember. I think one of them's got Wolves and one of them's got Ipswich, and they were both really.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good.
They were both really cheap. I got them both for about 4.2. If I'd have got into 4.5 million defenders, I'd have had nothing in the bank. So I just routed it out. I mean, unfortunately, this time I benched Missouri, whatever his name is, when he got 7 points and Kilman got 1. You couldn't have predicted that, could you?
No. I've done the same thing. I got Wan-Bissaka in for my bench boost in 33.
I saw that. I was going
to ask. Just because he's cheap and yeah.
I was going to ask about it. So go to your team, Nick. Which one is your team from last game week? Can you read it out, or do you want me to read it out? I don't know if you'll be able to see it, Nick.
You can read it out.
Okay.
I can't even see it.
So Trig's team is Henderson on 3, Livramento on 11, Saliba on 2, Gavardio on 9, Palmer 1, Sarr 1. I know you're not after watching your last video, I know you're not a massive fan of Sarr at the minute, Nick. Salah on 4, Jacob Murphy on 16, Mateta on 8, Isaac on 2, and Marmouche on 2. And your total points was 60. So I actually beat you for once, Trig, this game week anyway.
Yeah, I saw that. I'll tell you what, I think most people had a pretty good week, didn't they? We've all got a pretty generic team at the moment after the game week 30 wildcards or whatever. So I was surprised how much rank I went up. I mean, I got 60 points and I went from 140 to 100k. Yeah, I thought everybody had Murphy, Livramento, and do you know what I mean? But apparently they don't.
Didn't you say in your video, Joe FF Scout was the one who had a bad game week in the content creator league thing?
Yeah, just from not having Murphy. I think everybody else had Murphy and Livramento, and I just assumed everybody does, but they don't, do they? So this is why you can make up such big ground in the last few weeks. You don't need to do anything different. You just have to play with a straight bat, and you're going to go flying up the ranks because a lot of these teams we're going past have used all their chips months ago, haven't they? So yeah, but I was actually surprised, because every team I look at is nearly identical to my own. I mean, yours isn't much different, is it, really?
Not really, no. Palmer.
Probably only be a couple of players.
Yeah. I'll tell you the one thing I was really lucky with, Nick. I bought Saka in for Livramento. Sorry, for Foden, just because I was going to get... I wouldn't have been able to afford him otherwise, basically. And I had him in... I did a stream with Steo on Friday night. I had Saka starting, and then FPL Nightmare texted me and said, "What the hell are you doing?" Basically, you start Jacob Murphy, and I literally put Jacob Murphy in right at the last minute, 2 minutes before the deadline, because it would have been a very, very different game week if I'd started Saka instead. So I'm sort of counting myself lucky, but I've been unlucky a lot of times this season.
You should never listen to a club supporter, they say, don't they? A good job you did this time.
Worked out this time. So you're up.
You're
up at 100,000. No.
About 100,000 now.
Yeah, 100,000. You were a bit higher than that a few weeks ago, weren't you?
Yeah, I've come from 300,000 or 400,000 in the last 5 or 6 weeks, I guess.
Nice.
But I'm poised for a good finish now because I've still got my assistant manager chip to use. So I'll be using that in game week 35.
Yeah, you said in your last video you're going to be on a chip every week between now and game week 38. Yeah. You said what
until game week 38, I'm going to have a chip every single week, apart from this week, which kind of is almost like a chip because it's a double game week, isn't it? So yeah, the next normal week will be game week 38.
So I'll get Krellin's table up. Zooming because the rest of it's not worth. So what
I'm sick of seeing Krellin's spreadsheet.
He's out.
Show you go on. They get his bloody spreadsheet out, don't they?
I should have put that on the, all FPL content being the same. Ben's Krellin's.
Yeah, this is the same. You're going down the same.
Ben Krellin's spreadsheet must be used. It's the law. So what order are you think? So you got all your chips?
Pretty much. I've used my wild card.
Yeah.
I'll be using the bench boost in 33, the free hit in 34, then the assistant manager in 35, 36, 37, probably on Man City. I don't think I'll bother going for table bonus. I'll just go for dead cert wins. And there should be a double game week in there somewhere.
Yeah, so we got those.
Game week 36.
Yeah, 36. So it looks like, from Krellin's odds, it looks like Man City, Bournemouth, pretty much yes. And then maybe Crystal Palace. Maybe Spurs and Wolves. Unlikely Nottingham Forest and West Ham. I mean, so I'm good. I assume you've used the triple captain, Nick.
Yeah, I used that in game week 24 when everybody else used the assistant manager chip. So I got 29 points.
Yeah, you were happy with that, weren't you? I bet that's not going to get.
But I'm not so happy with the assistant manager. But it's such a double-edged sword, the assistant manager, because you saw Harry played it the other day, and he took out a Newcastle player just so he could play it. And then, of course, if I'd played it, I would have had to take out Livramento to play it. And Livramento got just as many points as the assistant manager did.
Oh, so he actually removed... Did he remove the Newcastle player?
He removed the Newcastle, because I think he was originally going to play it on Palace. Or he wasn't sure. But then, so he had to remove a player. I think he took Burn out to play his assistant manager chip. I mean, Burn only got 6 points, I think, didn't he? But even so, you're handicapping yourself, aren't you, by not having 3 players from the team when you use it. It's like if I use it on Man City, I'm going to have to take one of my Man City players out.
Yeah, Praz did something. Praz did something similar back in game week, didn't he? He had to take out a Liverpool player so he could get slot in.
Yeah, that's right. That's what happens, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you've really got to plan it in advance and work out who you're going to use it on.
But it's difficult to do when the game week announcements, they come quite late. Do you know what I mean? Particularly, I'm thinking there of the 24-25 one when we only had.
That was crazy, wasn't it?
Yeah, we had a few hours, didn't we? Well, a few hours left of the evening in the UK anyway, and then Saturday morning basically to respond to the news.
And I think Harry changed his mind because the Brighton game was no longer a table bonus.
Right.
The Crystal Palace game was no longer a table bonus. So otherwise, he probably would have played it on Palace. But it's a bit of an annoying chip. So I'm just going to use it at the end. I'll probably just leave it on one team and not use any resources on it. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to spend transfers on it and all that sort of thing. But I'm doing okay without using it so far. So it's just going to be a bonus at the end.
Something I've been asking people in my interviews, Trig, since you came on, because I didn't ask you then because we didn't know what the mystery chip was. But I'm taking you don't like the assistant manager chip. Would you want them to keep it next year or kick it out?
I don't mind it. It was just very short notice and I wasn't really in a position to play it at the time because of the way my funds were and everything. And it's very difficult to find a spot to play it in. I mean, 3 weeks is possibly too long for it. It needs a bit of refining, I think.
Yeah, would you...
Maybe lose that 2-player rule as well, which is quite annoying.
Yeah, so you could get the manager on top of the 3 players you've already got.
I'd rather it was 1 week.
Right.
And if they want to, and they could maybe have 2 other new chips somewhere else, I'm all in favour of chips. I don't mind chips too much if they're sensible ones, but...
Well, it gives someone like me a chance of getting up to the top 100,000, like yourself, maybe up to, top 20, top 10,000 at the end of the season, don't they, the chips, basically?
Yeah, but it's a lot of luck, though, isn't it? That's less luck, the better in this game. There's enough luck in it as it is, isn't there?
Yes, there is.
And we can't control what happens in the games. You know, you can say you're clever when you do these things. Everyone did Memory or whoever it was saying how clever they were, but not really. It's just luck, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I went Glasner on the final week of my assistant manager and got, was it 20? I think he got, but I was very, very near to put it on Van Nistelrooy, who I think got pretty much nothing. Same. It's the same always with FPL, though, isn't it? It's like me starting Jacob Murphy over Saka last week. Like the tiniest things lead to
a lot of luck. And the triple captain as well. Triple captain's a pretty lucky chip.
So that's one of the other things I'd noted, Dan. So a lot of people this week are talking about, should they triple captain in 32, bench boost 33, or vice versa, basically. So bench boost 32 and triple captain 33. What are your? We'll have a look at our own teams in a minute. But what are your general feelings about that? Nick?
Well, my general feeling is people should have worked it out before when they played the what. Because when you use your wildcard, you have to work out what you're going to do. Because I mean, I did do one draft where I set up for a game week 32 wildcard. I think I had Cucurella and Fernandez of Chelsea in it, and
but
then I took him out and got Wan-Bissaka in and thought I'd play it in 33. But you really have to make up your mind. If you've got your triple captainship, then it's 50-50, really, isn't it? I mean, you're going to have to use it on Marmouche probably, aren't you, if you do it in 33?
I mean, people...
Isaac's decent.
I mean, people were talking about Saka, but you can't risk it now, can you? With
No, I don't think so. I think Marmouche is looking like the captain now, isn't he? Probably.
Yeah. But I guess if that was the case, I'd be tempted to leave it to 36 when they've got Southampton and Bournemouth. Do you know what I mean?
This is very possibly. We don't know if that's definitely.
Yeah, that's the case, isn't it? I suppose you.
Yeah, I'd keep it personally because I like leaving all mine till the last minute. But and Isaac's a bit injury prone, isn't he? So
he is.
Pictures aren't fantastic, are they? Man United are pretty good defensively at the moment.
Yeah, I heard I didn't watch the Newcastle game, which I probably should as I support them. But I heard he came off in 71st minute, and he looked fine. And people would take enough. Newcastle have made other substitutions before him, which sort of suggests that he's fine.
He's perfectly fine. I think nothing wrong with him.
Yeah,
I was very, very stressed. Looking at updates on my phone, and I saw they took some players off, and they didn't take him off. I was screaming at the phone. It would have made a huge difference rank-wise if Isaac had scored a goal or two. I mean, it would have made a big difference, I think.
I mean, it shows how much emotion can change with FPL. Because I went into that the same as you. I went into it absolutely dreading it because thinking, Isaac, the Isaac captainers. And then within 2 minutes, Murphy had scored, and then he added the second quite soon after, and also, same as yourself, Livramento, and all of a sudden, pure dread has gone to pure joy. Do you know what I mean?
I know, it's crazy, isn't it? Crazy emotion.
It's amazing.
I love that, though. People say you shouldn't get emotional about FPL and that you should... be all level-headed with it, but I'm not. I love all the dramas, and I wouldn't play it otherwise. That's half the fun of it.
Exactly. Well, I've had Steve on the last couple of streams, and he's talking about quitting FPL possibly at the end of the season, and I, for all the drab feelings and the frustrating feelings. When it goes white, there's nothing like it. You know what I mean? And in a way, you need to have those crap.
It's like a drug, isn't it? It's like a drug.
And you need to have the crap game weeks to appreciate when it goes right. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But Steve, I hope he doesn't give up FPL because he's one of the better people on it. And I love it. Shows at the moment are my favourite shows. The ones where he's walking around.
He's doing a lot of them recently,
That,
isn't he?
that scenery yesterday on Dartmoor or wherever it was
Mm.
fantastic.
Mm.
So it's so relaxing. Just even though he's getting all wound up and he seems a bit negative at the moment, but he's very relaxing watching the scenery and that on his shows.
Did you watch the one with me and him wandering around the graveyard about a month ago?
Yeah, I saw that.
The graveyard was. We looked up afterwards. 150,000 graves there. It's crazy.
I was wondering what people would have been thinking of you if they'd been in there. You two sitting on a bench,
It was a bit
waffling on about. I could manage to plug my phone in. We've got a result now.
nice.
My battery's going up.
He's he likes the old graveyard, Steve-O.
He looks like a knight.
Yeah, I think mainly like for the scenery, but they can be beautiful.
I used to go in Charlton. I used to go wandering around the one in Charlton. They had a really good one.
A big one.
Always going in there. Yeah.
Apparently, there's a really nice one around Highgate, but you have to pay to get in.
That's where Karl Marx is, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah, I think he's in Highgate.
Oh, okay. All right, so let's have a look at. We'll have a look at my team first. So obviously everyone I'm sure watching will know Crystal Palace and Newcastle have got a double game week. So I am currently starting with Raya. How do I pronounce the Man United defender's name, Nick? I keep getting it wrong.
I was calling Mazraoui.
Mazraoui against Newcastle.
Mazraoui.
I think I'm
hopeless at the moment.
So, yeah, I'm thinking I'm happy with that. Otherwise, it's Kilman against Liverpool away. Livramento with Man United, Crystal Palace. Gavardio with Crystal Palace. Murphy with Man United, Crystal Palace. Liverpool with City, Newcastle. Then Sarr, Salah, Mateta, Isaac, and Mamouche. And then current on my bench, I've got Martinez, Saka, Kilman, and Gabriel. So, I mean, so as I say, oh yeah, and I've got the triple captain active on Isaac. I might actually change. My voice is on Mateta at the minute. I think I'm going to change that and put it on Jacob Murphy. Yeah,
that's what I did. Isaac Murphy. I mean, I never normally have two from the same club just in case the game's postponed. But with two games, it's not going to matter, is it?
No, I mean, Man City away and Newcastle away. I mean, even though Crystal Palace are doing well, it's not comparable to Man United at home, Crystal Palace at home, is it?
They could get less points than the single game week players this week, couldn't they? The Palace ones,
especially the defenders.
That's why I went with Henderson instead of Munoz, because I thought at least Henderson's going to get points when he saves, whereas and there's not much chance of attacking returns from Munoz. Hopefully, although he's a little prick, he probably will go and get some points. But
did he get some last week? He did, didn't he?
Munoz did. Yeah, he got 8 points, I think, didn't he? I had the wrong Palace players. I had Sarr and Henderson.
Yeah.
I went. At least I had the right Newcastle players. So you can. That's what happened to Joe. If you get the wrong ones, it can still make a bit of difference. But when you look at our teams, it doesn't look like too much can go wrong this week, does it? Really?
Not really, unless I don't know. Isaac doesn't turn up. I mean,
everyone's got Isaac, haven't they? And like even Murphy now, all the casuals are getting Murphy in, and there's not a huge amount that can go wrong, given that all our teams are pretty much the same this week, aren't they? Really?
Yeah. So I've got 0.3 in the bank, and I've only got 1 free transfer. So although I'm not particularly wanting to start Missouri against Newcastle, I'm thinking I'll just, I want to have, because I'm playing the bench boost next game week, I want to have 2 free transfers. So
I would definitely save in your position, I think.
That's what I'm thinking, mate. Yeah, I'm thinking do that. Get. Oh, my thoughts. I'm trying to bloody think now. Get rid of Livramento. No. In 33, get rid of Isaac, get rid of Murphy, and get in Watkins and Rogers. And I think I figured out, unless there's a lot of price changes, I could then get in. I couldn't afford what's the Arsenal defender called? Saliba, but I could get Timber.
I'm getting Kirill, I think, because I've already got Saliba, because I've got double Arsenal defence.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, I heard Andy.
So I'm saving up. I'm not getting rid of Gabriel till next week, and I'm thinking Kirill, or whatever his name is, because Arteta is going to be very keen on building that partnership between him and Saliba, isn't he? Because they haven't. Kirill's hardly played all season.
No.
And if they progress in the Champions League, which it looks like they do, then his number one priority has to be working on that pairing in defence.
I heard Andy
say, I can't see him being benched. I just can't see Kirill being benched.
What about...
He's fresh. He needs the game time. So I'm just going to get him in here. I don't know what price he is. He's probably pretty cheap, is he?
We'll have
4.5 or 5.
I know Andy said today he thought because he started against Real Madrid. Just say hi, Combe and MD in the chat. I hope you're both good.
I'm not getting him this week anyway, but
no. So we'll have a look. He is 4.8.
Yeah, I'm going to get him in because I could actually get Virgil van Dijk, but it leaves me with 0 in the bank. And
yeah,
I just get Kirill in, and like if he doesn't play, he doesn't play. Do you know what I mean? At least he's cheap, and it's not because money's still an issue.
Do you think? I mean, I'm asking your advice here. Do you think he's more nailed than Timber at the moment in the Premier League?
I don't know about that. See, I've never paid much attention to Timber, really. I probably should have done. But he's got White, hasn't he?
He has
on his side, and he's coming back.
That's true.
And Timber got a bit of a knock the other day, didn't he?
And people were talking about White playing as a centre back, but if Kior is playing there with Saliba, he could play right back. Yeah, I hadn't thought of that. Maybe I'll go for him as well.
I mean, he kept a clean sheet. They kept a clean sheet against Real Madrid. I mean, they made a few mistakes, Arsenal, didn't they? Especially in the first half.
Those free
keeping
kicks,
that clean sheet.
Those free kicks are amazing, weren't they? Apparently, he'd never scored one in his entire career.
I'd never seen the like in my life.
Yeah,
it's incredible, wasn't it? Even the players were looking up, shocked. They couldn't believe it, could they?
Yeah, I mean, if Beckham,
it's unbelievable.
If Beckham had done it, it would have been something. But for someone who's never scored a free kick before to do it, seems crazy. It's just absolutely crazy.
Who normally takes their free kicks then?
It's usually Saka or Odegaard, I think.
So I wonder why Rice even took it.
I don't know. I read online he just said he fancied it, and he noticed that the goalkeeper was, I don't know, a little bit out of position or whatever. But it's good. I mean, it's good for England that he's got the confidence to step up and do something like that, isn't it?
He'd probably never do it again in his life.
He probably.
But that goalkeeper's amazing. Courtois is an amazing keeper, isn't he? I mean, they needed those goals they got needed to be really good because he's such a good keeper.
Yeah, there was one point he made like 3 saves in a row. It was just
in about 10 seconds.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Another day, Arsenal could have won by 5 or 6 goals, couldn't they?
I'm surprised he's still going because I remember him being a player back when I was at uni 20 years ago.
I always used to get him in FIFA. He was always my FIFA keeper. Always used to get him.
Yeah, so I think that's my plans pretty much. And then for the bench boost, then I've been meaning to figure this out. I would be benching. I would be bench boosting. Let's see if I can figure out quickly.
Kilman.
Misrari, Martinez, who's got a double game week, and then I would be
So who's your other keeper then?
Raya and Martinez.
Oh, so you would be bench boosting Raya then, wouldn't you? Not Martinez.
Yeah.
Martinez be your starting one.
Yeah. And then
that's why I picked Henderson, and I picked Henderson. That's another reason I picked Henderson, because I wanted two that were playing double. So I've got 2 fixtures for my goalkeeper on my bench. You know what I mean?
And you're not. Let's go. We'll have a look at your team actually. Yeah. So it'd be Kilman, Missouri, Rogers if I get him in, and Martinez, which I think that's pretty good, because a lot of people are going to be bench boosting just with single game. That's why I can't understand why so many people are talking about doing it this week.
Well, I think it looks good this week, to be fair. I mean, if you can get Mitoma and this Stupinian, they're the ones I'd be looking at, and someone like Enzo Fernandez at Chelsea or whatever. There's some good. But the only danger is playing it this week is if somebody doesn't start, you've got less security, because when all your players are playing twice, it doesn't matter if one of them doesn't start one game, does it? But no, I've seen I'm a bit jealous at some of the teams I've seen for this week.
But I guess if they've set their team up for it and a wild card, I mean, I don't know. It's just the Arsenal ones. So I just don't know.
One reason I didn't do it was because of injuries could have been a problem, and I didn't want to be spending transfers in game week 32 ahead of a double. Do you know what I mean? I'd rather make all my transfers next week.
Yeah, I wish I had more than 2 for transfers, but.
Yeah, it's worked out though. There haven't been many injuries, have there, really? Other than Gabriel.
No, not really. Well, I guess Saka's sort of he's on and off, isn't he? But
is he injured? We don't know, do we?
Not really, no. MD saying Cure is nice. I don't know how strong Arsenal defence is. 35-37. Bournemouth, Liverpool, Newcastle. Gabriel is out for the season, isn't he? I'm sure I read that.
Yeah, the entire season, yeah.
He also said you should hear Nicholas Jackson.
Which is a good thing, in a way.
Yeah, well,
it's a good thing. And for our point of view, it's good, because we can just find a replacement and not have to worry about getting him back.
Yeah. Well, especially if Cure, whoever you say his name is, ends up being nailed on. I mean, that's a big saving, isn't it?
I think he will. I mean, that's their one weakness. I hope it doesn't cost them the Champions League not having Gabriel. But
well, it didn't look like it would on last night's evidence.
They'll be playing PSG or Villa, won't they? That game will be starting soon, won't it? So
will be, yeah.
PSG are probably looking like the toughest team. I mean, if Villa knock PSG out, there's no reason why one of our teams can't go and win the Champions League, is there, really? There's always Real Madrid that you fear.
I read today on BBC that the fifth, we've had the 5th Champions League spot confirmed now. I don't know, it's based on coefficients or something, isn't it? I don't really understand.
Yeah. I think Germany got it last year, didn't they? And now we've got 5 of them.
Yeah, so that's good. As a Newcastle fan, that's good, because it might mean we've got an actual half chance at least of getting into the Well,
and I suppose that means the other competition goes further down in the league as well, doesn't it? So
the
probably almost top 7 or 8 are playing for now, aren't they, to get in Europe? So at least there's some interest for the end of the season.
Yeah, I mean,
so there's not going to be many table bonus games, is there? Because all the bottom's decided already, isn't it? Really.
How have you found the Premier League? Oh, we've got Andrew. Hello, mate. Yes, you've missed lots of important stuff. Is FPL Nightmares in the chat?
Is it?
Yes.
Well done for... you shouldn't have told him to start Murphy the other day.
I thanked you, Andrew, for convincing me to start Murphy over Saka. I was going to say, I watched Planet FPL yesterday. I don't know if you saw, James. They had Nick. They had one on about has this been the most boring season of Premier League in the Premier League? What are your thoughts on that? Because I know you get up at bloody ridiculous times in the morning. For anyone who doesn't know, you live in New Zealand, don't you, to watch him? What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, no, I don't think it has particularly. I mean, it's been decided pretty early. I don't think it's ever been decided this early, really, has it? I mean,
relegation.
Sorry, mate. Yeah, the relegation's decided, and so's the winner. But there's still a lot going on. It's actually quite exciting, the race for the Champions League spots, isn't it? We've got Newcastle, Forest, Chelsea, probably some others I've forgotten. Newcastle. You know, like 5 or 6 teams. Villa.
Especially now fifth as well. Now fifth is...
Yeah, exactly. It's made it more interesting.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I
don't think it's boring.
Yeah, I find the chase for the Champions League always really exciting anyway, particularly if your team are in it. Who do you reckon will get there? I think the odds say Forest, beyond Arsenal and Liverpool, obviously. I think the odds are Forest. I can't remember now. Your mind goes
blank. Got to be City, surely.
City, and bloody hell, I should look up.
Between Villa and Chelsea and Newcastle was probably Newcastle would be the favourites over Chelsea.
To get fifth, to get them fifth.
I mean, Chelsea have got a horrible run coming up.
Why do you think they bench Palmer this week?
Well, they've got a game. I think it's just 2 games in 3 days or 4 days, wasn't it? And he has only just come back from injury. Yeah, but it was a bit stupid, I think.
Yeah,
but I mean, they got a draw. I mean, a draw's not terrible, I suppose.
Nightmare's just saying England can end up with 7 Champions League qualifiers, 5 through the league, Villa if they win it and aren't top 5, and then Spurs or Man United if they win Europa. Bloody hell, that would be great.
Does the Europa one get a place?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, the winner does. Yeah, and he also Newcastle now favourites the top 5. That would be great. I mean, 7. That would mean we're almost quarter of the teams in the competition. Or England.
The Euro League would look fun.
That would be nuts.
I think this year we were all leading it, weren't we? It was like Villa was up the top, and everyone, apart from City, all the other 3 were right at the top of league.
Yeah, it's strange. Why do you reckon City have regressed so much this year?
Oh, well, it's Rodri and Walker's form and Foden. And they're old. Bernardo Silva's a bit past it, isn't he? De Bruyne's past his best. There's a lot of them. It's an aging side, isn't it?
Yeah. I heard...
Grealish has never hit the heights, has he? Doku's not really the same quality.
I do like watching Doku, though. He always looks threatening. He always looks like he's going to do something, but then never does. He's one of those...
It's a bit like Sterling. He runs around like a headless chicken with a ball. And...
all right, let's have a look at your team, Nick, for this game week. So I will read it out. So you've got Henderson in goal with a double against City and Newcastle. Livramento with doubles against Man United and Crystal Palace. Saliba, Gvardiol, Palmer, Sarr, Salah, Murphy, Mateta, Isaac, and Mamouche. Yeah, so look at this. We all are quite similar, aren't we?
They're all the blooming same. Yeah. Maybe that's why Planet FPL was saying the season's boring. Or were they talking about the actual football? Were they?
I think a bit of both. But I mean, I found football more boring to watch for a good while now. To be honest, like watching England in this year's Euros, even though we got to the final, it's just so possession based. At times, I just want to fall asleep. I know you do get some exciting matches in there, but I mean, compared to watching when I was a kid, I mean, I always used to love watching United, like, you know, with around the 98-99 season, because it was always, you know, you'll score one more than us, but, you know, they always had the confidence to outscore the other team. Whereas now it just seems like keep the ball. I don't know. I mean, you might watch much more football.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. The Man City style of play is sort of everywhere now, isn't it? And it's a bit boring. Even Chelsea are going like that a bit now.
No, but that's not new. That's not new to this season, is it? I mean, that's been the case for a while. So
yeah, but it's more teams doing it, aren't they now?
Yeah, I guess so. So
just possession.
So how many? So you've got the captain on salary. I guess that's just from the screenshot. I'm guessing it's on Isaac. Yeah.
Oh, well. Yeah, it'd be on Isaac. Yeah, definitely.
And,
I've seen some people moving away from Isaac, saying they want to go differential or whatever. But what's the point, really?
Andrew, you're a Newcastle fan. What are your thoughts on Isaac? Whether he'll make it through these two, or if he'll start? Yeah, I mean,
he was a star.
I mean, Murphy over Isaac. It just does. I mean, that seems like a very, knee jerk, to use the FPL term that everyone loves, knee jerk. I hardly ever use that term until I got into FPL.
I guess if you're chasing differentials, not bad, but you've got to pick your fights, haven't you? I don't know if this is the right one to be differential in.
Especially me. I mean, you imagine if someone said to me, you'd be triple captaining Murphy at the start of the season.
Yeah, I know.
That would be insane. I mean, I think it's just hindsight bias. I think Isaac's on penalties, better XG.
Exactly. Is that the first brace Murphy's got this season? Probably is, isn't it?
Probably. I mean, he's doing all right for points. He's been very consistent. I mean, I went on.
He was early in the season, wasn't he? And none of us had him, and he was doing quite well.
Yeah, I went on FPL Juice in December, I think, and I said I couldn't see him staying in the team, which shows how much I know about bloody Newcastle. And there's no way I could have foreseen him being as good as he has been. Nightmare saying in relation to Isaac, he'll be fine. He'll play 70 plus minutes in both, and people will wonder what the panic was. Yeah, that's my feeling, Andrew, as well. So, how much have you got in the bank there, Trig?
About 0.3 or 4, I think. Not very much.
I mean, you've really got no need to move this week, have you? You're looking good.
Oh, no. I mean, the only issue would be if Saliba was rested, and then I'd have to bring Wan-Bissaka on away at Liverpool. But, I don't think there's going to be that much rotation from Arteta, really. And I don't see it, not in defence. They need to have that format stable partnership, don't they?
Yeah. And as you say, the young lad, Kior, or whatever his name is needs the game time, really, doesn't he?
Yeah, so I don't think he's played hardly anything, has he?
No.
Well, he looked pretty good, though, didn't he?
Was one of them out earlier in the season for a while? Saliba, maybe? Because I do remember him having a few games at some point.
Yeah, he's probably had a few.
Yeah, but I
don't know if he would. Was it him that played Benno? Or was it Calafiori? What did Calafiori fit into it all?
Well, they had a few out, didn't they? Because they had Ben White out as well. They've had a few defensive problems this season. Do you reckon it's a failure for them if they finish in second again?
Not if they win the Champions League.
Not if they win the Champions League. They've never won it before, have they? I reckon.
No, I mean, who's left in it? I mean,
if you could beat Real Madrid,
got a good chance, haven't they? They've got a good chance.
Yeah.
Combs saying you need a solid defence to win the Champions League, Yeah.
Combs is saying I'm looking to keep Isaac for the rest of the season, but the other Newcastle players should be gone in a couple of weeks. I think it depends on your what you're doing, Cole. I mean, I'm getting rid of Isaac and Murphy because I want Watkins and Rodgers for my bench boost. What do you think? Would you be keeping any Newcastle players after this week?
I don't have enough transfers to take them all out because I have to do Palmer to Saka. Gabriel, that wasn't in my original plans, but he got injured. So I'll have to do Gabriel to Keel. And then probably Murphy to Rodgers. So I still have Livramento and Isaac. That's not terrible, is it? I mean, they're still going to score goals. And Livramento can always go on the bench. I think he only costs 4.5. So there's no urgent rush to sell them all, really. I mean, the downside is I'll have Livramento as part of my bench boost. It'll be Livramento, Isaac, and Wan-Bissaka probably on the bench.
Newcastle got Villa, haven't they, in 33? So, I mean, it's not terrible, I guess.
Yeah, not terrible because Villa would be, they've got distractions elsewhere, don't they?
Yeah.
There'll probably be a bit of a rotated Villa team, won't it? So
Did someone say he rotated 8 in the last game?
This is the thing. This is why I'm not too bothered about getting Villa players in for that double game week, because we just have no idea, do we? He's managing it very well, isn't he? He's a very good manager, Emery. Very good manager.
He is. I mean, everyone wrote him off when the Arsenal got rid of him, didn't they? But
yeah, they got sick of him apparently with his big dossiers on all the players, and you had to sit there for hours.
I read
somewhere
today he's got the best record in head-to-head knockout matches in Europe of anyone.
Yeah, he's fantastic. He won the competition a lot, hasn't he?
Yeah, the Europa League, yeah. After Zidane. Zidane had the best record, but Zidane only had like half the number of games. I mean, his record with Real Madrid was just stupid, isn't it?
He's doing very well. And look what he's done to Rashford, and that guy he's got in from Madrid's doing really well.
Asensio, yeah.
Yeah, he's made some good little signings there, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He's only on loan, isn't he, Asensio?
I think so. Probably with an option to buy low, I'd imagine.
He's using him very sparingly, isn't he? Every time he plays, he seems to score.
Yeah, I mean, what would you reckon for him for a differential for 33?
Well, I have to wait. And what's the timings for the Champions League? When is the second leg of these things? Is it in between game week 33, or is it just before game week 33?
Keep talking, I'll look it up.
Yeah, because if it's before game week 33, then it'll be the first week of the double where they don't play, won't it? If they've been playing in the Champions League.
Well, it'll be in the midweek, so it can't be, because one of the games is going to be at the weekend, and the next one will be during midweek. So
yeah, play one of them.
Yeah, there's got
maybe 1.5.
Yeah, 1.5. That's what I would reckon. So they might be coming off a Champions League game, but they can't be going into a Champions League game, because then they'd have weekend game, midweek game, weekend game, and then the Champions League. If that's how it does figure out.
I think it'll be Champions League on the Wednesday, first double game on the Saturday, second double game on Wednesday, and then Premier League on the Saturday, won't it? So, but that's still a hell of a lot of games. That's like 4 games.
So the first match is on the 15th.
In 10 days or whatever.
First leg is on the 15th. This is Villa. So next Tuesday.
Well, Tuesday helps. So it's on the Tuesday fixture.
And then the following one is... Bloody hell. Didn't show me when the following one is. Oh, no, sorry, yeah. Today is the first one. Sorry, you said that earlier. And the second one is next Tuesday. So,
okay, so we've got quite a bit of time after the Tuesday before their Premier League game. Arsenal have got less time.
And then the semi-finals isn't until the end of the month. So...
Yeah, so that won't impact it, will it?
No. So I think might be some rotation, but I don't think there's going to be tons. Nightmare saying, hoping Rashford gets booked tonight. He'll be suspended next week, so should play the weekend.
Who does he want getting booked?
Rashford.
Have you Rashford? That's not very long.
You got Rashford, Andrew? I know he wanted to get him in. It was either him or Steo who wanted to get him in.
Well, they've got Southampton, haven't they, this week? That's one reason, I guess, why having Villa players is quite useful. But we've got no idea about lineup, so I can see what he means.
Nick, so let's let's move on a bit. I know we're probably going to have a mass exodus in the chat in a minute because I think Black Box starts at 7. But so to put this in,
you shouldn't have told them that.
Well, the ones who stay.
Black Box is always half an hour late, peeps. You stay here for a bit and you're better off.
The loyal listeners.
Don't worry about ours.
Oh, actually, we were going to do. Well, are you all right to stay on for a little while, mate? We were going to do game week.
Yeah, long time.
We're going to do game week
Keep
predictions.
going.
You're not at work, so but for anyone who's not watching,
I ain't working today.
I'm having a beer and it's 7 o'clock at night, as I'm sure most of you know in the UK. But Nick's just gone for a run and it's 7 in the morning there, isn't it, mate?
I'm having a tenant soup there and it's 6 a.m. here. No, I'm having a nice cup of tea. I'll tell you what, I went for a run this morning. It was like 3:45 in the morning. It was really nice. All the stars are out and everything, but there was no moon. And I'm walking along, I'm sort of going along daydreaming, jogging along, and I always go through this park. And they had a barrier down and I didn't see it until the last second. I nearly got decapitated. Okay. And I was just going along daydreaming, thinking about this show. And I didn't see they'd put a big barrier in front of the park entrance. So yeah, I really didn't like it.
I hope you don't mind me saying this, Nick, but you told me the first ever time you were on video is when you did Meet the Manager, didn't you, with
that's with Joe.
And you had about 5 cans before you went on there. You were so nervous, you said.
I did. I've never been on, never done any YouTube stuff at all. And I had too many. I went one over. So I was sort of not quite slurring, but I was a bit slow. I was talking slowly and you could tell I was drunk, I think,
I'll have to go back and watch it.
I was speaking on there.
I was going to ask, actually. I've got, so anyone doesn't know, I interviewed Nick back in November and we got into talking about some of the old school fantasy football stuff. Was FPL, I'm interviewing FPL Salah tomorrow. Was he one of the ones who started in your Facebook group?
I think he might have done. I'm not sure. You can ask him that on his...
I'm sure you mentioned that in an interview. You said...
yeah, I think he might have been in it.
Prad started there, didn't he? A few people, you said.
Who?
Prad or a few of the Wire lads.
Yeah, I think they were. I think the other one was Zoff. I think was in there,
Zoff,
and the Fabio Borges is in there. He's still there now, and it's still going. It's not as active as it was because there's a lot of other means of groups now, isn't there? People are on WhatsApp.
Your Facebook group's still going.
Yeah, it's still going.
Oh right, I'll have
still in there.
You'll have to message
but it's not really that active anymore. I pop in and have a look sometime. But it was when I started it, I think it was about 2015. I think who got the assist people were in there. Everybody was in there back then. It was like a private group. Not anyone could go in, but they all joined up and a lot of really good players came out of that group.
Is that when you talk about your league on your videos, is that the one you mean?
No, there's a different one. The Simon Humber Trophy is the one that...
Simon Humber?
That's the Facebook group one.
Oh, right.
Okay. He used to be a member. He used to be a member and he had cancer and passed away. But so we had named a league after him.
Oh, okay. I remember you mentioning him, the one who was raising...
we had a pretty tight wee group there for a few years. It was pretty good.
Yeah. Couple of comments. Nightmare says, I think I need to replace Foden, so Rashford would be good for double game week 32 bench boost. We talked about that earlier. I'm not a big fan of the bench boost in 32, Andrew, but I'm sure you've got your bench up for it.
I think with Foden, you've made your bed, you've got to lie in it. Switch to Rashford and then he won't play and Foden will. And if you've done it, you've done it.
I had him on my wild card. He was a punt that definitely didn't go well. Apparently,
what week was that? When did you play your wild card?
30.
Oh, so you got rid of him already, Foden?
I got rid of Saka. I got Saka in last week just because I just couldn't. I just couldn't have him in anymore. I couldn't have him in. Combs says...
it's difficult, isn't it? Difficult decision, I guess.
Yeah. Combs saying Salah and Virgil van Dijk are allegedly close to signing new 2-year contracts. That'd be good for Liverpool.
Yeah, really? Salah?
Salah and Virgil van Dijk.
I think he should go, Salah, really. What's he going to achieve? What's he going to... Well, I mean, he's achieved all he's going to achieve at Liverpool, hasn't he, really? He'd be pretty disappointed to miss out on the Champions League. But
where's it going to go? He's going to end up a Saudi.
They look like they're going to win everything. Yeah, why not? You know, how old is he now? 32, 33?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, money-wise, it makes sense. FPL Emirates...
Yeah, he could go and support the kind of Muslim kind of, you know...
Oh, he is a Muslim, isn't he? Yeah.
Middle East. Yeah.
So, FPL Emirates, thank you, mate, for the comment, like your videos as well. Yep, hi Paul. So what are your predictions? Let's go for our predictions. So we are literally ripping off FPL Black Box and Nightmare with doing predictions. So number 1, Man City Crystal Palace. I'll let you go first, Nick.
I shall say 2-1 to Man City.
Okay. The Moose double.
Yeah, probably not. Hopefully, but I'm not too optimistic. I don't know. Probably randoms.
I'm going to go for an upset. I'll go, well, maybe not an upset. Crystal Palace generally do well against Man City, don't they? Do you remember that season they did the double over them, and Man City didn't practically lose another game? We're going back 5 or 6 years ago. I'm going to go 2-2.
They're pretty good at the moment, aren't they, Palace?
They are, yeah. Especially away from
I'm a bit worried about that. I don't want them doing well because I think a lot of people have got their table bonus on Palace, haven't they, this week?
Okay.
They are 20 pointers, aren't they, if they win?
Yeah. Well, especially if they keep a clean sheet or whatever. Oh, well.
I think percentage-wise, though, most people have used their assistant manager chip, haven't they, really? I mean...
You and Harry are the only content creators, quote unquote, that I've heard of that haven't used it, I think.
Well, he's using his now, isn't he? I think Fabio Borges hasn't used his yet. But, yeah, I'll just keep mine to the end. But Harry's using his at the moment, but I think he's on Newcastle.
Okay. Well, yeah, that makes sense with a double, doesn't it? Brighton Leicester, I'll go. I mean, they've just been hammered by Newcastle. 2-0 Brighton. I'm
going 4 for this one. I think 4-0. I just feel someone's going to batter Leicester. I mean, Newcastle and City were content to get a couple of goals and sit back. But I think Brighton are more likely to. They'll be a bit frustrated at the moment, Brighton. I reckon they're going to go for a big one.
Apologies if I'm wrong, Nick. Did you mention possibly thinking about bringing Matoma in this week in one of your videos?
I looked at his Stupinian for Gabriel, but then I decided it was too much of a weight, using transfers that I haven't really got.
Yeah.
And then I'd have to bench Saliba if I did that, and that can go wrong. But if I was on a bench boost, I would definitely look at... I think I was talking about bench boost, and I said I would definitely be looking at Matoma and the Stupinian on a bench boost.
I mean, I don't think it's a bad chat. It's just you need... Well, especially if you're bench boosting, we need those transfers for next week, don't we?
Yeah, this is it. I mean, if you had your wild card, you'd have bought them in then, I guess, wouldn't you?
Yeah. What do you think, Forest Everton?
Yeah, it's a tough one, isn't it, that one? Everton have been playing very well, haven't they?
Yeah, they've really picked up.
I'm going to go for a draw. I'll go for a draw in this one. I'll say 1 each.
Okay. Yeah, I think I don't know. I don't know if Forest. No, I'm going to go Forest. Actually, I think they'll want to get Champions League sewn up as quickly as possible. I'm not sure.
Don't have wood, don't do they?
They don't. But Everton they're out of danger now, aren't they? Well, what with the relegated 3?
And they've had their big Merseyside derby, haven't they? So maybe they'll ease off a little bit.
So maybe 2-1 Nottingham Forest I'll go for. Okay, Southampton Villa. I don't know. I reckon.
I'll go 2-0. I'll go 2-0 for Villa.
2-0 to Villa. I reckon with the rotation that I expect. I mean, I quite. You know, I'm gonna say Southampton 1-0. Because the reason being, they've just been relegated, and I think they have literally got nothing to play for. And Villa are going to be rotated. They're going to have their mind on the Champions League. I'm going to put that one out there. People in the chat can call me an idiot if they want, but I just want that so I can play that clip back next week if I get it right and say I predicted it.
They've actually given a few teams a fright, haven't they, Southampton?
Yeah.
Like taking a lead against teams, and they've got some decent players in there. I'm surprised they've done as badly as they have, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, Paul, what's his name? Cameron Archer. He always seems to be at the team that finishes bottom of the league. I feel a bit sorry for him. What about Arsenal Brentford, Nick?
That's a tricky one as well, isn't it? I think Arsenal, but it's hard to know. They'll be full of confidence, I guess, after winning the Champions League, won't they?
Yeah, they will.
They're still not there, though, are they? I mean, never know with Madrid. Would only take an early goal from Madrid and the jitters to start, and
they're always Madrid and Barcelona and English teams always seem to be involved in such often games that have a big turnaround in the second leg. So Liverpool,
possible,
Barca, you
never know. Everything went right for Arsenal, didn't it, with those goals?
It did. I'll go with you, though. I think Arsenal, but maybe a tight one. Brentford usually score low, so I'll go 2-1 for that one. Chelsea Ipswich.
I'll tell you what, I'll go 2-1 Chelsea here.
Yeah, Palmer to start.
Yeah, Palmer to start. Although we have got a game tomorrow, but I think it'll be the B team playing tomorrow, probably.
Yeah, who are they playing?
He might want to wrap it up. No, it probably won't be, will it? He'll probably want to wrap it up this leg.
Yeah,
because they've got a lot tougher league games after the Ipswich match.
Yeah, and they can just kill out then in the second.
Yeah.
I'll go Chelsea. What score do you reckon, Nick?
I'm saying 2-1 to Chelsea. I don't think it's going to be huge.
Okay. I'll go.
They're not that great at the moment.
I'll go 2-0 Chelsea. Liverpool, they're coming off. They're really off the boil, aren't they, at the minute?
I think they're feeling the pressure a little bit, aren't they?
Do you reckon? I don't know if it's still the disappointment of the Champions League loss and then the
Trent being out is a big loss as well, I think.
Yeah. I think they'll still probably win here, though. 1-0.
Bradley's being talked up a lot, isn't he, for a 33 bench boost? He's another one to consider.
I mean, is Trent definitely out for the next couple of weeks then?
Yeah, I think he's out. No, I mean, I think so.
I mean,
he just come back and say goodbye when he last game or two, probably.
Without wanting to sound conspiratorial, I mean, he's not going to want to get injured when he's off to Madrid, is he?
No, and I think Slot's going to want to, why should Slot bother playing him, really? It's give Bradley more game time.
Yeah, he's a good talent, though, isn't he? Bradley.
Yeah.
I think he's a Northern Irish lad as well, where I'm from. All right, Wolves versus Spurs. Nick?
That was tricky. I'll go Wolves, because Tottenham have got a Europa League or whatever it is, haven't they, on Thursday?
Yeah.
So I'll go with Wolves to win that one. They're not playing too badly at the moment, are they? They've got nothing to play for now, though. After beating Ipswich, they've pretty much guaranteed safety, haven't they?
That's true, but sometimes that can work in your favour.
Yeah, true. I'm thinking that might be the same with Liverpool, you know. Once they have won the league, we might see them playing with a bit more flair and sort of, yeah.
I mean, I'm a bit worried that I've got no chips left after 34. But I'm hoping, like, maybe...
Well, most people haven't, have they? Yes, really.
No, well, you do.
Yeah, but not the right one. I mean, it's that 36 double game week that we got no clue who's going to be in it. It's going to be a lot of luck, you know, whether you end up with lots of double game week players or not double game week players. And then there's a blank, apparently, isn't there, in 37?
Yeah, and I think some people, I know Stevo's saving his bench boost for 36. I know another couple are saving their triple captain. So there will be a few. I mean, I don't agree with that. I think you should just get out of the way. But
I think the problem with a late bench boost is you often at that time of the season you get people rested and the teams trying new players and that type of thing. The computer still hasn't started. It's still on restarting. Something must have gone wrong with it.
Yeah, I think you should probably hit a hard restart, mate, when we finish.
I can't even turn it off. I don't know how to turn it off. It won't turn off.
You must have a hard reset button. Like the power switch. If you hold that down for 30 seconds, that would sort it out.
Yeah, that's what I normally do. I'm doing that now. And
yeah, if it don't, unplug it, mate.
Oh, it's turned off. Yeah, it's just turned off.
Nice one. So
they're putting it come back on and start properly now.
Yeah, hopefully it will. Andrew's just saying, I don't like Bradley, injury prone. If you're buying SGW players, better have
single
one.
Game week.
Oh, right.
Single game week.
Better have one that can have an impact in 36 for 37. What do you think of that, Nick?
What was that question again?
He's basically saying don't buy Bradley because he's injury prone and he might not be fit by 36, 37.
What do you mean might not be fit?
Because he's injury prone. Well, I guess Alexander-Arnold could come back.
Well, he'd have to get injured first, wouldn't he? I mean, he's well, if he starts this week, then he's obviously not injured, is he? So
yeah, I think he's saying he could get injured by 36, 37.
Oh yeah, but yeah, it applies to anybody really, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It does. So Nick, so
it's working.
Yeah, lovely.
Computer's back on.
It's probably done an update, mate. So to finish, so for anyone who's not watched, I was amazed by it, Steve. Nick, sorry, I keep calling you Steve. It's because I've done my last two streams with Steve-O. Me and Steve-O talked about this thumbnail that Nick curated about FPL content being too similar nowadays. We talked about it for about 20 minutes, and I clipped it, Nick, and it's got about 1,000 views, that video. So that was pretty awesome. So thanks anyone who's watched that. But, Nick, it was your original... I mean, you were the one who brought this up, so I thought I'd ask. So I'll ask you to... I'll say the three things I'm going to say, the three sort of questions that I asked Steve-O, and then... maybe I'll unpick your mind in each of them.
Yeah, and I've got a question for you too, as well.
Okay, you said that earlier. So, is FPL content? Well, all right. Just tell us what you think, Nick.
Well, I was bored one day during the international break, and I went on YouTube and I typed in FPL, and all these things came up. These thumbnails. There were about 20 of them. And they all looked absolutely kind of identical. And I started watching the shows. They're all the same, exactly the same format, same thing, like my team selection video, my this selection and final thoughts and all that type of thing.
So they do call those.
And they're all identical. And a lot of them are new people. And I think they must have some template they're using. Do we have some template?
There is. So...
yeah,
Raptor was the one who told me to update my thumbnails because for anyone who I've I've either changed the thumbnails or privated most of the videos now that haven't got this thumbnail. There is something. Well, actually, to be fair, Andrew again created a special thumbnail for me for my interview series, but these are called the FPL colours. And Raptor told me I need to update my thumbnail, and basically sent me. It's not an exact template.
You have to have the FPL colours, do you?
Apparently so. I mean, I don't know where these colours come from, but it's sort of a greeny.
Yeah, but why? Mix. Why do you have to have the same colours as other people?
Okay, right. Well, I will present the argument.
Because it doesn't make you stand out. It just makes you look the same.
Well, it would. Well, you say that, but then it would stand out from other types of YouTube content.
Yeah, but if you search for FPL, you get all those. That's all you get, and you just get all those.
I never searched for FPL. I'd never in my life searched for FPL. God's honest truth.
You should try it.
Maybe 10 years ago, but they just come up because the guys that I listen to will come up in my feed.
Yeah, but you can get new ones. If you search for FPL, you get ones that you haven't seen before, and then some of them can be quite good. I mean, I always like independent content that's a little bit different, and these ones, you listen to one, you listen to all of them, and the new ones that come up and try and emulate the likes of Harry and Andy and Raptor, try and emulate them, they're on a hiding to nothing because they're just doing like a worse job, and they're far behind. Do you know what I mean? So you've got to do something a little bit different if you want to get some views, really.
So, I mean, you started your I mean, I know you put great effort into your thumbnails, Nick.
Yeah, I spend hours and hours
editing it. What? So the sort of the conclusion that me and Steve-O came to in that discussion was, yes, they are all the same, but it's sort of inevitable in a way. What do you think they could do differently?
Anything. Design their own thumbnails for a start.
I mean, to be fair, people like above average FPL, they have the Tottenham colours because they specifically.
Yeah, they're not all the same. I just picked these ones because they're all the same. There were other ones there that aren't the same. Yeah. Not everybody's the same. But there's a lot of things people can do. I mean, there's a lot of other ways they can. Well, it shows that are different, aren't they? Like Planet FPL's different, and the Juice and Yelena, your channel, Steve-O's channel. There's quite a few channels that are different.
Yeah, I mean,
really, it should be about entertaining, shouldn't it?
Well,
the trouble is, it's these ones that tend to get all the views, isn't it? Like the Andys and the Raptors and that get all the views. But I guess that's just the casuals that are just wanting to come on once a week, find out who they should pick, and then log off, probably, isn't it?
Well, that's what Steve-O said. He said, you know, and he's gone on other rants about this on his own channel, Elite FPL. You know, it's the fact that people just want to be told, not us, but in general, who should I pick? So, you know, they watch the shorter content to... I don't think it's that simple. I think I'm sure there are some people like that, but a lot of people just want the key information, like who's injured, who should they captain, etc., and they want it in a short form content. You know what I mean? And there'll be a minority, but a significant minority, that will listen to the longer form stuff like what we're doing now, or Black Box, which is definitely not on now. And you know what I mean, the more podcast versions. Yeah. But
they're very don't get me wrong, I think these ones like Andy's and that are very good, you know, for giving out information. I mean, they're very good, aren't they? But,
I mean, we've got
like the hardcore people like us, we want entertaining as well, don't we? Which is why I think Black Box is very popular, isn't it? Because it's entertaining.
Yeah. I mean, we've got
yeah.
We've got Andrew in the chat, FPL Nightmare, and when I interviewed him, he said, I don't know if he's still here, and also FPL Emery. I recommend checking out both of their channels. But Nightmare originally started by doing the generic sort of pick, who should I pick, etc., etc. And then sort of came on with this idea of, doing what he does now. I don't know if you've seen any of his videos, Nick, but sort of crazy upbeat videos. Whereas FPL Emery, who's really new, is kind of doing the standard, what these guys do basically. I mean, it's a very, very difficult. I mean, if either Andrew or FPL Emery in the chat, if you tell me what you think about this, but it's a difficult market to break into, isn't it? Because I see, particularly since I started making FPL content, I get a new, because it starts recommending stuff to me that most people don't watch. I see a new FPL content creator almost every single day, and almost every single day they've got 5 views, maybe, a lot of them.
Yeah, difficult. I mean, personally, I've got like a long history in the game and like a decent rank history and stuff. But if I didn't have any of that, it would be very difficult, wouldn't it? To just get started and get any views.
I mean, you've got a great personality as well, which I think, you know what I mean? I gave you a an S tier ranking in my tier list. You talk about stuff that's outside of FPL. Well, there is FPL, but it just isn't the current game week as well. It's a very relaxed style, isn't it?
Yeah, but is it that hard to do? I'm surprised more don't do it that way. Like, you don't hear many anecdotes about what they've been doing during their day and all that type of thing. It's kind of human interest stuff. A lot of them don't do it. It's just like 100% boom, 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 pick this, do this, do that, isn't it, with a lot of them?
Yeah, it's like Yelena and Steo. Those are the people that really sort of get into that sort of stuff, aren't they?
Yeah, but I mean, they don't have, people don't have to do it, much of it, but it'd be nice to have a little bit of human interest in the mainstream stuff.
Yeah.
That's what's kind of missing, I think, in a lot of the FPL content.
There's one more question Dan, Nick, before we finish. So I don't know.
Ask you one yet. Yeah.
Sorry, go and ask your question.
Right. Okay. So this is a theoretical question, right? So for one season, you've got a choice of only one of these 3 things, right, for your information.
Right.
You can either have access to YouTube FPL content. You can have access to watching every single match, but nothing else, just watching the matches. Or you can have access to FPL review. Right? You can only have one of those 3 things. Right?
That's difficult.
What would you choose?
Anyone watching, let us know what you would choose. Well, I'm a big fan of FPL review, Nick.
Yeah.
You call me that. I don't know. Well, I don't have time to watch all the games. I'm lucky if I get time to watch match of the day most weeks, so it wouldn't be that. I mean, the thing with FPL review, as much as I love it, it can let you down, and it doesn't provide the context. You know what I mean? On a deadline stream, if we find out 30 minutes beforehand that someone's not starting, or a bit of injury news, FPL review can often take 24 hours or sometimes less to update, and I'm not going to know why it's changed the players' points predictions. You know what I mean? So
because if you can't watch any content or look at Twitter or any of those things, FPL review on its own, you're going to struggle, aren't you?
Yeah. So my answer would be YouTube, I think.
So YouTube. So you just get all your info on YouTube. but not watch any actual football or look at any stats yourself. I guess a lot of the stats are on YouTube.
Well, it's all about information, isn't it? I mean, if I was just watching the football or just looking at FPL review, I wouldn't know the press conferences. I wouldn't know a lot of the stuff that's going on a day-to-day basis. I mean, even if review would...
Well, you'd have your injury news. You'd still get your injury news. You'd be allowed to have that, I guess.
Okay, we're changing the parameters now.
Right. Well, okay, you could only go by the flags on the FPL site for injured players.
YouTube. I'll reverse it.
I'll say it to you. Mine would be watching the matches, because there's only, on an average week, there's only 10 matches, right? So you've got to watch just over one a day. I'd probably watch half of those matches anyway at the weekend live. I'll probably watch 4 or 5 matches live at the weekend.
Do you get them all out there
Yeah, every single one we get, and you can watch them whenever you want. So I'll probably watch 4 or 5 live. So that means I've only got to watch 5 over the week. I don't do this, by the way. I don't watch Southampton versus Leicester and all these type of things. But you say you don't have time, but how much time do you spend on YouTube a week? You know, like you could have watched a match while we're doing this, for example. That would be one match. You probably watch matches live at the weekend, don't you? Or do you?
Well, the difference is I listen to YouTube a lot of the time on headphones when I'm walking around doing my daily, doing my chores, walking to work.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So I can take it in while I'm having life. Whereas if it was football, I'd have to be, I can listen to it on the radio, but there wouldn't be much point in me sitting in front of a TV. I'd have to sit there and literally watch all the matches. You know what I mean? Combs saying he'd watch the football and let his son have FPL review. Yeah, I mean, it's still. I mean, I know you're a very big. Do you ever look at the stats? Because I know watching all the games.
Like I probably get most of them off YouTube, to be honest. Like you said, just looking, like watching Black Box and looking at their tables and that sort of. I'll tell you, the tool that has really helps me the most is FPL Team, and it's fantastic. Just being able to go ahead, which you can't do on the main site, can you? Which is ridiculous. How you can't put a team in for the next week and that type of thing. And it makes such a huge difference. And the good thing with that tool is it actually sounds like an advert, doesn't it? But the good thing with that tool is it makes you think for yourself. And you put all the players in, see how your team look, and it actually helps you improve yourself. Whereas FPL Review, you just press a button and it comes out with all the answers or whatever.
Yeah, it's true, but I think
I don't think doesn't make you think as deeply. Whereas using FPL Team, it's like a real tool that helps you, actually really helps you improve.
Yeah, no, I think it's a mixture of using the tools. You know, a lot of people I've spoken
you've got to use them all, I think, really.
I mean, Mark, Mark Subbins, who came on for interview last month. What a pleasure it was to talk to him, Nick. He uses it a lot. You know, Praz.
Yeah, that's what
they all use it to check.
Better. It's not helping him though, is it?
Well, I don't know. I mean, they don't follow it like the Bible, but they use it to check their sanity. They use it to check their sanity. I think some use of it is very useful.
But it's not showing through in his rankings. This is what I mean. When I used to watch Mark on,
but he takes risks now that he never would have done before.
Well, no, he used to. He used to though. He'd often pick a player, and the community. You remember, like on the Scoutcast or whatever, and he'd pick a player that nobody'd thought of really, and people would be like, "Why is he picking him?"
Terence Trent D'Arby.
Yeah, all sorts of players, and then he'd do really well. And because I analyse how people's styles and everything,
Yeah.
And I could never quite understand some of the things that he did, but he'd always end up doing really well. But I don't think FPL review is necessarily helping him, because he's kind of used to come up with some really left field stuff, whereas FPL review kind of encourages you more to be mainstream, doesn't it, really?
Yeah. I guess so. I reckon someone commented on that video that I released that a lot of what the content creators say pretty much aligns with FPL review.
I'll tell you what, I put in people's teams into FPL review, and I put in like Andy's team into FPL review before I go and watch his live stream or whatever. And I know perfectly well, 99% of the time, which players he's going to be talking about. He's going, well, maybe I should bring this player in, or this player's giving me bad feelings, but I might bring him in. And it's always the one that FPL review has is recommending for him to bring in.
I go in, but without being too crisp, is that because they're the good players?
Not necessarily, I think, on FPL review, is it? It's
not always, no. Certainly not based on my bloody picks of Bruno Fernandes.
There are normally a lot of sort of choices that are fairly similar, aren't there? But it'll always be the one that FPL review likes.
Yeah. Nightmares is saying FPL team is fantastic. I suggested getting him on, the person you just mentioned, for an interview. He did. Nightmare sent me a massive long list of people he wants me to get on the interview.
Yeah, get him on. Peter, isn't it? He's cool.
I will, and I'll definitely approach him. And FPL Nightmare also says, I've never used review, but I use team every week. He is big, Andrew, into FPL team.
That's the only thing I subscribe to now and you don't have to pay, it's perfectly good to use without supporting him financially, but that's the one tool that I thought, I'm prepared to donate a bit of money to.
Is it one you get? Do you get full access with no money, or is it like if you want to thank me?
You pretty much can. There's a few restrictions, like you can't save as many planned teams, I think, and you might get an advert or two. Yeah. But they're not intrusive adverts, really. But I just thought I'd support him, and because it's great, and I use it on my YouTube videos, but I never asked him if I could use it. I don't know if you have to or not with those sort of things, though, do you really?
Well, because I made a view about review. One of my first videos was about FF Scout and FPL review, and I was worried. I didn't show it because I was worried like it would get copyright claimed or whatever the hell they call it. But then I saw one content creator the other day. I can't remember who it was, just showing every single thing behind FPL review. He seems to do it every week. I literally, honestly, can't remember who it was. But
when I was a member of the Scout, I would never put stuff from their members area on my videos because I thought that would bit off doing something like that.
Yeah.
But I've run my team through FPL review on my channel a few times just for a bit of fun, and I slag off the players that it wants me to bring in normally. It's not, if you do it on a quick scan, then it suggests absolute rubbish, doesn't it? You have to put it on a heavy scan to really get it to start suggesting decent options, I think.
I mean, it's been pretty. I've made videos where I've said it was the biggest factor that led to me finishing 3K last season and 12K the season before. But I think
FPL will make a bad player better. I'm not saying you're a bad player, but FPL review will make a bad player better. It'll help a good player, but I think a great player, there's a risk it'll make them worse.
Maybe, yeah. Well, Tom from Who Got the Assist, when I interviewed him back in December, said to me, FPL review has been drunk this season in terms of how bad its picks have been, and I don't think it's recovered. I think it's been an awful season for the analytics. to be honest, or FPL Review anyway.
Yeah, I mean they've got a community team, haven't they? That Bateman's always going on about. I don't know if Bateman's still in.
He's always on about the hub team.
Oh, the hub team, that's right. But that's an AI team as well, isn't it? And no, they're not doing very well. They've come up with surprising picks. FPL Review, I think it's a bit slow to react. I think, isn't it?
Well,
it's like Mamouche. People like players like Mamouche and that are never at the forefront, are they? Because they come onto the scene, and it takes a long time to. It's very hot on Eze for a long time, hasn't it? I know Eze's been doing reasonably well, hasn't he, the last few weeks?
Well, that was the thing that I liked. That's the thing that I liked about it was without meaning to say overrate my team tools, the Scout one and the Hub one were never quick to react. And the
Scout one is an absolute joke.
I know,
absolute joke. And they missed a trick there. They missed a trick. I mean, it wouldn't get updated for weeks. So I remember looking at it, and it was saying that one player was going to get like 1 point a week or whatever, and it was somebody that was like really good, and it was like months out of date, absolutely months. They just never update it.
They have got better, I'll say, this season. But what I was going to say was Review was the one that was always on top and updated, and it seems to have gone. Maybe this is biased because I'm having a shit season, but it seems to have gone to a similar way this season. It doesn't seem to be picking up on those quick changes, like, I don't know. Did you remember the season, what's his name? The Man City midfielder who went back, Gundogan. All the models missed him. Remember when he came back 4 or 5 years ago and he was brilliant? Scout and FPL Hub took ages to update, but Review picked up on it really quickly with the predicted points.
I'll tell you one player, Odegaard. It seems to love Odegaard this season.
Yeah, it does.
And he hasn't done anything, has he? No. And he doesn't even pass the eye test.
It's the algorithm. I think after a while they get so addicted to the algorithm, they don't believe that. I mean, I have no idea, but it's almost like the algorithm.
I don't understand it.
Yeah,
I mean, what stats that Odegaard is producing are making it want to keep picking Odegaard? I mean,
I don't get it.
Whatever input into it, I don't understand what it can be that makes Odegaard so high on the list.
That's the other thing that annoys me, Nick. Bateman will, I'm sure, get me if I go into this rant. But I hate the fact they call it an AI tool. Because it's not an AI tool. It's an algorithm that is man-made that then has people come and input data, like the expected minutes. There is nothing in there at all that's AI. And
no, it's quicker to save, though, isn't it? It's easier to save an algorithm.
It's an advertisement. It's an advertisement gimmick, Nick. That's what it is. It's just an advertisement. Because AI, everyone like, oh, AI, it must be amazing, but
I just don't understand what it sees in Odegaard, what they can be inputting into it that makes Odegaard come up so highly, because he doesn't do anything, does he, really?
No.
He's never ever really been a FPL pick, has he?
Well, even when he was on his best season, his XG was never great, was it?
Ozil used to be good, didn't he, for Arsenal? Do you remember him? He was always really good.
Yeah. The first season I played FPL, I had Kevin De Bruyne, and he was 10 million even in his first season. But I remember he saved my season. He won me the work league, and he was just. I'm sad that he's leaving the Premier League. I know he's been injury played for a couple of years now, but what a player! Probably also up there with my favourite players ever to watch in the Premier League. He's the nearest we've ever had to Zidane, I would say, in terms of the way he... Just beautiful to watch. You know what I mean? Like an art.
Yeah, he was a real proper FPL pick, wasn't he? You know, there's only half a dozen, really, aren't there? Even now. There's only Salah, Saka, Haaland. I suppose you've got to include Palmer in there. And there's not many others, is there? Fernandez would probably still be one, wouldn't he?
Yeah,
Although even
he only really was great like the first half season and the second season, wasn't he? And when he had all the penalties, and then he sort of he's been all right, but he's never hit the same heights that he did the first season and a half.
No, there's not many really others. Kind of set and forget really great players. Even Haaland, although a lot of that was his price, wasn't it, this year?
Yeah, yeah.
I guess was the problem.
He's going to end up on not many goals, is he? After the
he's got 30, hasn't he? Is that in the league game? He's got 30, or is that including other competitions?
No, that's including other competitions. I don't know what he's on, but Salah's a top scorer in the league. I think he's probably on like.
It's the best season ever, isn't it, by anybody from Salah? And he's kind of given up now, hasn't he? He's started blanking every week now.
Do you see that continuing?
Well, I've got to the stage now where I'm not expecting him to get points. You know, I mean, it's only been a couple of weeks. It's so annoying, that Haaland injury, because I mean, I got rid of Salah on 29, and because I had a feeling he was going off, and with Trent had as well, but I've had to get him back in, which is kind of annoying.
It would have made the wild card.
I didn't even captainise that.
It would have made the wild card a lot more interesting, wouldn't it?
Much more interesting, wouldn't it? There'd have been that big dichotomy between Salah and Haaland. And a lot of people wouldn't have had Marmoush either, would they?
No.
And I guess they would now. That would be the obvious 3 City picks, wouldn't it, for the double? It would be Marmoush, Haaland, and who's the other one? Marmoush, Haaland, Guardiola. Yeah. But I guess if Haaland was playing, then maybe Marmoush wouldn't be playing so much, would he?
No, I don't think it would have been. And with Foden being bloody useless.
Yeah, I mean, Foden, I said on my show yesterday that it was a mistake and that people need to learn from that mistake of harking back to when somebody was good and picking them for historical reasons, really.
I think it was, I mean, from my own point of view, it's because it was Leicester as well.
Yeah, that's true, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's true. I mean, you can pick anyone against Leicester, I guess.
Yeah, that's all right. Nick, I reckon we should wrap up because I'm dying to go and powder my nose, as I said to one of my students earlier on.
That's a shame.
Nick, it's been such a pleasure to have you on, mate. Really good chat. Forcer Juve is saying in the chat, as a review user, it can have errors such as inaccurate penalty share impacting its recommendations. If you blindly follow it, you will have these traps. Same with minutes. You consider your own beliefs. That's exactly why Forza, Nick, I said that I wouldn't just have it. So, for example, when there's a predicted double game week, it has to split the points based on the fact that, you know what I mean? So it would have to give half the points to one of the predicted double game week players, even though it's not confirmed, and the other points to the other predicted double game weeks, because it's projecting, and it just gets very confusing, and it does make it
that was quite annoying, wasn't it? Because I was looking at review about a few weeks ago before the doubles, even though we knew what they were, but they hadn't been announced. It was very annoying, wasn't it? Because you're trying to put forward in FPL review, and it's not acknowledging the fact that the player's got a double game week or anything, and it was quite irritating.
Yeah. I mean, at least
I only spend 5 minutes a week looking at the thing, but if you're really into it, because it's hard to know how a lot of it works, isn't it? But if you're really into it, you can kind of change all the variables to suit yourself, can't you?
The person I would love to get on the most would be whoever made FPL review. I mean, I'd be like, ooh, you know, I'd be
why don't you get him on?
Well, I have to find out who it is. I have to find out who it
is. Is it a secret?
Nightmare saying Salah's on 27 goals, Haaland 21. This is Premier League. Isaac 20, Wood 18, and Burmo 16. That's high. That's high. I remember. Do you remember one season? Nick,
that's high for a lot of them, isn't it?
It is. Do you remember a season when Michael Owen, Dion Dublin, and someone else who skips my mind won the Golden Boot on 18 goals? This was like 98, 99, something like that, or probably even before that. Like
really
low.
Some seasons, like 15 is considered a lot, isn't it? But this year there's a lot of them.
That's really high. That surprises me.
Chris Wood's come out of nowhere, hasn't he? Really, ridiculous. He was like a donkey for previous seasons.
I'm so glad he got injured. No, not me. I mean, that to sound bad, but A, I'm hearing less erection jokes, and B, he was just a nightmare in my season. And I will. He was dragging me down. He was dragging me down. I think he's been the thing that's dragged me down this season.
I haven't had him for a single week, including the. Well, I didn't have a free hit, did I? But I haven't had him all season, not once. And well, I've done all right, but I mean, I think if I'd had him, I would have been 10k instead of 100k. Yeah. But that's the difference. Just Chris Wood.
The thing that frustrates me more is I did have him for about 2 weeks, and I sold him on my first wild card for bloody Cunha or someone.
Yeah, I was always convinced he was going to revert to the old Chris Wood.
Yeah, but he hasn't, has he?
And he never did he? He just kept going.
The other reason I hate him is because FPL Yelena FPL, I should call her. When she came on, we had a sort of a joke that she might end up beating me by the end of the season. And if she does, I think it will be because of Chris Wood. And I shall quickly plug that Yelena will be my next guest on here next Thursday. Sometime. And unlike on Elite FPL last week, where her computer messed up, she is going to be doing it from the black box room. So
you should do a show with
laptop.
Sorry, you should do a show with multiple guests, like the Scoutcasters.
I wanted Steve-O to come on tonight, but he was doing something, and I also wanted him to come on next week with Yelena, but he's doing something again.
He's probably going for a walk, is he?
I think he was helping his mum with something tonight. I don't know what he's up to next week. Is he
living down in Devon now? Is he?
No, he's off work for a while because he's done something to his leg, so he's going between London and between Devon, I think.
Oh, he's got a bad leg, so he thought it was a good idea to go for lots of walks.
Yes, well, we will not mention that. We will not.
Hopefully his employer's not watching his YouTube channel and seeing him spending all day walking around Devon. So
we will not say any more on that, as I will get a voice note from Steve-O very shortly after, if he watches this.
The reason I don't like Chris Wood is because he's a New Zealand prick, and every time he scores, it's on the news over here. So I get it rubbed in every time he scores. And it's meant I'm pretty much last in the New Zealand league because every single player's got him in their team. So
Thomas comments, have you got a new lawnmower, Nick? Love the tangents.
Yeah, I bought an electric one this time without a cord on it. You know, one of the ones with a battery in. That could remind me because I've got to do that today.
Yeah.
Only thing is you have to plug a battery in every time before you use it. So
yeah. I always forget to charge. I've got one of them, you know, those things that go around the floor and do the hoovering for you, like AI.
Yeah.
But I always forget to bloody charge it the night before. So I go to turn it on. So I end up doing it by hand anyway. Anyway.
Does it work all right? Or
yeah, it works all right when I've bloody remembered to charge the battery.
I think it might upset the cat if I got one of those.
My dog gets scared shitless of it. She jumps on the fucking sofa and starts barking.
Does it make a noise? Like, are they noisy or quiet?
No, not really. It has like a brush that goes round, but it looks a bit like R2D2. Sure. Anyway, sorry, mate. Go on.
No, that's it. Just carry on.
Nick, it's been great to have a chat with you again, mate. Thank you so much for coming on. Anything you want to say before we finish up?
No, I can't think of anything really. Good content, and it's good stuff at the moment. I'm enjoying watching YouTube, and a lot of the stuff I do watch is stuff like this and Steo and all those type of things.
And thank you very much for award. Thank you very much for award. I don't know if you checked. It's in my YouTube description now. Winner of the 2021 Trig Awards Best FPL Chat Show.
Oh, did you win it? That was probably before you started charging for subscribers, so now you wouldn't get it.
I don't charge for subscribers.
You get put down to a bloody C tier now.
C tier. Yes, and as Nick so comfortably advertised there, if you'd like to become a channel member, it's only 99p.
Right.
Nick, cheers for coming on, mate.
You won't get me paying $1.
Please, like 70p. The thing is, YouTube bloody takes 30% of it. So basically, for 99p,
does
I
it?
get about.
Does it take money off it? Does YouTube organise it all? Does it? I didn't know that.
Not really. No, you just click buttons and then it.
Yeah, but they take some of their money off you, do they?
30%. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realise that. I haven't done that.
To be honest, the only reason I activated it, I mean, I've earned $12 this month, which turns into £9, which I earn in my. I earn that in my day job in 20 minutes. It's more that people can show their support for the channel than the money. I'm not expecting to make any money out of it. It's just to get.
Yeah, but they support you by watching, though, don't they? That's my view. It's I get money now from the adverts from YouTube, like AdSense, is it? Google AdSense.
Yeah. But Steve told me that's not worth doing because you get like pennies unless you're getting like hundreds of thousands of views.
Yeah. What do I get? I think I got like about $100 a month for something I get from doing that.
Really?
And it doesn't really bother me. Do you know what I mean? I don't do it for money or anything like that anyway. I mean, when I used to have my website, I used to get quite a bit in advertising, and I used to put it all to charity and stuff. But it's like, if it's intrusive for people, I take it off. But I haven't had anyone complain about the adverts or anything.
Stevo's complained.
Has he?
To me, anyway. But you know what I mean? Any sort of.
On the computer, it's all right, isn't it? Because you can just skip them. But on the TV, you can't bloody skip the things.
I've got an ad blocker, so I don't see.
Oh, can you use an ad blocker on your TV?
No, I don't think so. I think you have to program it. I think it's legal. Well, it's not illegal. It's some sort of Google Chrome extension. I mean, it don't completely block them. It's sort of like silences them and then gets rid of it in like 5 seconds. So I don't have to click the skip button. So
it does that part, automates the skip part for you.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think there's a way you can completely skip them. Or you can pay that YouTube Premium. Andrew's got YouTube Premium. It's like £15 a month. Is that
worth getting? How much does that cost?
£15 a month. I mean,
that's quite a bit, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, I wouldn't pay that.
So what else do you get for that apart from skipping ads?
Nothing, I don't think.
Like all these things mount up, don't they? Like I've got Strava, Spotify, Netflix, and this, that, and the other, and it all kind of mounts up.
I don't mind paying £15 if I'm getting content like on Netflix or whatever that costs. But I'm not going to pay £15 just to turn off adverts. That seems stupid.
Yeah, they're making them long now, though, aren't they? They're trying to get people to do it. I mean, some of them go on for about a minute, don't they, now?
Yeah, but you can always hit the skip.
Yeah, true. It's a good time to go to the loo as well, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, you can't skip them on the TV, though. Some of them you have to watch them all.
My mum does it, I'm sure.
I'm sure there's some you can't skip.
You might have to wait like 30 seconds. But I'm sure.
Yeah, that seems like it does seem a long time, doesn't it, these days?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Andrew's just commenting, when you watch YouTube as much as he does, it's well worth it. Get YouTube Music as well. YouTube Music's free, isn't it? Com says the end of the show feels exactly the same way as my wife saying goodbye when we're leaving her dad's house.
It's like my videos, isn't it? People say when I get to the like and subscribe screen, and I'm gonna keep talking for 10 minutes.
I was listening to your video. I had it on the earphone, and I was about to have a shave, and you went, "Well, that's about all I've got to say in this one." And so I thought I'll get the phone out and change the video before. And I'm like, he's still got 20 minutes left.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I do. That's normally about the halfway stage. And that's about it now. And then I'll think of something else to start talking about. And, I love all that. I can waffle on for hours about FPL.
Nick, I am going to end the stream as I'm dying for a piss. Thank you so much for coming on, Nick. If you're still watching, please like to help get the video out there. Please subscribe to help me get up to 800
Don't join the channel and give him 70p.
Don't give me 70p, and I will see you in the next stream, hopefully, where we'll be joined by FPL, yelling at FPL. I always say FPL yelling at FPL. Good night, everyone.
That'll be good. I'll be watching that one.